guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy Day, and if you've never seen me before, I do a bunch of crazy, mystical, Wiccan, otherworldly things on my channel. So if you're into that, you might want to stay tuned and subscribed. But anyway, and being 3 years Wiccan, I just never really knew what the Wheel of the Year was. Like, I mean, I knew that it had the Sabbats in it, but I never knew how in-depth it actually is until I actually took some time to research it. And what I found was incredible. It's just so much detail, and I just wanted to share that. I think it's really cool. So today, please bear with me. This is gonna be, I know for a fact it's gonna be a longer video, but just bear with me and let's get into everything having to do about the Wheel of the Year. So yeah, so today's video is going to be about the Wheel of the Year. I could have just said that, but you know, me. Now, why would you want to know about the Wheel of the Year? Well, I mean, if you're Wiccan or pagan, the Sabbats are a part of the Wheel of the Year, so it's nice to have information about that kind of thing. And when you know the Sabbats and you're educated and you know what everything means, it just helps you feel more in tune with what you're doing. It'll give you the information so that you can know the correct rituals to do year-round so that you can connect yourself with Mother Nature as us Wiccans do all the time. The Wheel of the Year is a representation of 8 pagan holidays and the Wiccan Sabbath. They are to honor and to celebrate the season and the cycles of life for those who practice paganism or Wicca. You don't have to subscribe to a specific religion in order to celebrate these holidays, so it's not strictly related to Wicca or paganism, and a lot of these religions have roots in many other different kinds of cultures and religions and so forth. The 8 Sabbats are comprised of 4 solar events, meaning the summer solstice, winter solstice, fall equinox, spring equinox. The remaining 4 are based on seasonal changes and earth-based things like farming, things like that. So the holidays also hold their roots in Celtic and Germanic pagan religion, and Wiccans refer to these holidays as Sabbats. Where did this whole idea, the Wheel of the Year, originate from? The Wheel of the Year holidays originate from mostly Celtic and Germanic pagan rituals. It's unclear exactly when all of the 8 holidays came together to define the Wheel of the Year. Interesting point though. This is really interesting. I gathered from my research. The holidays from the Celtic origins are the Greater Sabbats, so Samhain, Beltane, Imbolc, things like that. The holidays that are originally Germanic are Yule, Ostera, the lesser Sabbats. So, story time. Wiccans have a unique twist on the Wheel of the Year. They have a story that goes along with it, and I will share that with you. Also, it's important that I share it with you because this helped me understand the split between the greater holidays and the lesser holidays. I mean Sabbats, greater Sabbats and lesser Sabbats, so this story kind of helped me understand why that is. In Wicca, and especially in these Sabbats, the god and the goddess figure are observed in this story. This divine pair is responsible for creating nature and for the creation of all nature, and they both have very important roles to play in the cycle of animals, life, plants throughout the year. The god represents the sun and the goddess represents the earth. The relationship between these two can be seen in 2 ways, so either as a mother and a child and as co-creators. I will get into the mother-child thing. The presence and absence of warmth and sunlight throughout the year can be explained as follows.
I will explain it.
The god is born, grows up, reaches the height of his power, and then ages and dies to be reborn again as the growth cycle is renewed. The goddess, or the earth, would be considered the mother. As the sun goes and the god goes through his time growing, the mother remains constant, and she's also the co-creator as she stays steady. She is the steadfast figure in this image. She is the constant, which is important because it may be why her Sabbats, the earth festivals or fire festivals, are considered to be of greater power. So this endless cycle of birth, rebirth, death, everything, this whole cycle of life is a balance between the universal energies of male and female. And each Sabbat can be seen as representing specific parts of that cycle. So now, we're getting even more in depth. Even though I just went in depth, it's even more trickier than just that. So just bear with me, okay? So the seasons and the Sabbats, I'm going to break them up because there are lots of different splits and they can be confusing, and I just want to explain them because there's so much to explain. So, the components of the Wheel of the Year. So Sabbats can be split into greater and lesser Sabbat. Many Wiccans refer to the cross quarter days of the year as the greater Sabbats and the quarter days of the year the lesser Sabbats. Although the lesser and greater terminology may make it seem like one is less powerful or whatever, they are all equally important and necessary in the completion of the Wheel of the Year. There is balance in that. That's where the balance and the importance of that balance comes in. The lesser Sabbats are those that fall on the solstices. I can't say solstice. Solstices and equinoxes. So these are the quarter days. They evenly split the year according to the position of the sun, which in the story of what I just told you, you can see why they would be called the lesser Sabbats. Taking it back a little bit, if you remember, the Germanic holidays are Yule, Ostara, Mabon, and Liva. So those are the lesser Sabbats again. So all of these are tying back together. And the greater Sabbats are those that fall in between. So they are the cross quarter days. In between the quarter Sabbats, we have the cross Sabbath. They are rooted in the Celtic or Gaelic pagan traditions. Are also referred to fire festivals. So that's Imbolc, Beltane, Lunasa, and Samhain. And not only that, but there is another way that these. So if the lesser, greater, quarter, cross quarter, fire festival, if it wasn't confusing enough for you, just wait. There's even more. So Sabbats, Slabbats, did I say Slabbats? Okay. Another way in which the Sabbats can be split are through the sun Sabbats and the moon Sabbats. I guess this is kind of simpler and just an easier way to remember it. The sun Sabbats are relating to the sun, so the lesser Sabbats, and then the moon Sabbats, it's kind of interesting because it doesn't have anything to do with the position of the moon, but just they're usually celebrated during a full moon or during a dark moon, which are the greater Sabbats. I don't know. Just another split for you to know, I guess. Okay, I promise you, we're almost done here. We're gonna get to the end, I promise, but I hope that was kind of helpful clearing it up, because at first I thought the greater Sabbats was, of course, like going off the solstices and the equinoxes, and I didn't understand why the cross quarters would be more important than the quarters. But then I read the story and I was like, okay, it makes sense. All right, how can you use this? What can you know? I've told you all the holidays. Also, if you want to know more about the specific holidays or the specific Sabbats in the wheel of the year, I'm going to make videos about them. As the year goes on, I make videos about the Sabbats. The year I'm going to include those holidays for you guys. You can go more in depth with the different Sabbats, and when I get my videos up, I will also link them. What can you do to kind of celebrate and go through the wheel of the year? What can you do throughout the year to kind of connect yourself with these? You can attend local celebrations. You can have a celebration of your own. You can go about doing a ritual that somehow is personal to you or connects you with that Sabbath. You can add decor, that's my favorite part. You can add decorations to your altar or around your house to kind of celebrate and get in tune with what is going on and the seasons around. You can cook specific foods relating to each specific Sabbath. That is awesome. You can go on a hike and get in touch with nature on these Sabbats, enjoy time with family, feast, things like that. There's so many things you can do. It's basically just like a holiday. As I may have said, this may not be relevant, but if you want it to be relevant, then it's okay. So, as I may have already said, obviously the Sabbats correlate with the different seasons, and each of the different seasons mean and bring in different things. For winter and the Sabbats that are in winter, winter is a time of reflection. It's kind of a time where you're not really doing any harvesting, you're just kind of going in and looking inward and reflecting. It's a time of quiet and peace, kind of relates like the dark moon in the moon cycle, but it's a time to just come in, a time to, reflect, look forward, like if you're like maybe set your intentions for the new year to be coming up. Spring is the time where you can set your new intentions, where you're breaking out of this winter where you've had all this time to think about things, and where growth and abundance and fertility come in. It's the time to set things into motion in your life, to go after your goals, things like that. Summer are the longest days of the year, so really everything you did was set into motion. Now you're just kind of relaxing in it, kind of just, it's reaching the height of its production, of its abundance. So now you are watching everything in full bloom, kind of relaxing those long days. And then fall is the time to kind of reap in that harvest, to kind of get ready for winter. It's allowing us to reap those benefits. It's a time where we can see everything that we did in full bloom and bring it in, and to see the full effects of them. Begin to get ready for winter, begin to inwardly inflect, start that in motion, and get ready for the winter, and the cycle begins again. So winter is kind of like the peace time, spring is like the time to get things done, summer is the time to get things in full bloom, and autumn and fall is the time to kind of rein it in and reap the rewards of the entire year. So, I hope this video helped. I just want to say, to wrap this conversation up, and I tried to stress, these holidays are not strictly pagan and Wiccan. Similar holidays to celebrate just the earth and nature can be found all throughout the world in so many different cultures. Keep that in mind. And with that, I hope this helped. I know it was a complicated video. I know that this was a lot, and I apologize, but I mean, there's just so much. There's just so much information. I hope I cleared up the confusion, if there was any confusion about lesser Sabbats, greater Sabbats, and the splits between the Wheel of the Year, what the Wheel of the Year really means, how you can celebrate it. I really hope that I helped. But yeah, so if you like what you saw and you want more, again, subscribe, leave comments, leave suggestions, like this video. Thank you so much for watching again. And I think that's it for me. So, bye!